What's happening, good people? We're back with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel video. Hey. We've been playing a lot of the old Theme Chronicle event in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and I've been enjoying myself because my deck was fully compatible outside of Predaplant and maybe a couple other cards. But, yeah, I've been having a blast in the Theme Chronicle event and have not run into swordsoul or Fluon de Rees or Branded or anything crazy like that. So I've been just having the time of my life here. And anyway, we're starting off today with a replay of a mirror match, Red Eyes versus Red Eyes. And just want to show y'all this replay because it showcases how hard my deck can brick. Because as you can see, I'm not drawing anything that I can use to inflict damage on this dude. I didn't want to summon Red Eyes Retro Dragon on the first turn because I was hoping I might get a monster out there on my second turn, and then if he got destroyed, I could use Retro to bring him back, but that didn't happen. So went ahead, summoned him, tried to attack, but he had that Draining Shield card, which gave him life points instead of taking it away. So we Raigeki'd his first fusion, and then he brought out Meteor Black Comet Dragon using Red Eyes fusion, meaning that if it gets destroyed, he won't be able to use its effect to bring back another Red Eyes monster from the grave because he used Red Eyes fusion, which locks you out of summoning for the entire turn. So we mirror shielded the Meteor Black Comet Dragon and got rid of him, still just drawing spells and traps. So we did get out Return of the Red Eyes, which is kind of like the True Light for Blue Eyes or Eternal Soul for Dark Magician, but it's but it's for Red Eyes. So we drew that, but unfortunately for us, this card does not summon Red Eyes from the hand like Dark Magician and Blue Eyes do. So that's kind of like a dumb thing. It's kind of like a flaw, I guess you could say, of the Red Eyes, which all the cards kind of have stupid things, like the Red Eyes fusion card locks you out of summoning for the whole turn. Crazy, but it is what it is. So he destroyed my Retro Dragon. He tried to attack me for game. I brought him back with Red Eyes Spirit. We survived another turn. He used his Red Eyes Wyvern to bring out Black Flare Dragon. We used Raigeki to destroy his whole field. Then he had Retro in his hand and got to bring back Black Flare because he was level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster. So we set Mirror Force and prepared for the worst. He Gemini summoned his monster. He attacks for game. We destroy all of his monsters. I pray he did not have another Retro in his hand, and he did not. He ends his turn. Our turn. I pray to God we get a monster I can play. What do you know? I drew Red Eyes, but because I can't summon him from the hand with my freaking True Light Eternal Soul card, I can't do anything. So he brought out the egg, which allows him to tribute summon any Red Eyes monster from his deck, and he attacks us for game. I flipped the card to show him I didn't have anything, and I took my L. Now this dude was running like a 60 card deck, bro. I don't know how this man was just pulling all of these cards out, but I have a 40 card deck and I wasn't able to get anything I needed. I think the fact that this duel lasted for 10 turns kind of shows how weak his deck was, because if I had pulled anything that I could have played, trust me, I would have taken advantage of this guy. But anyway, moving on to the next duel. Alright, so this duel here, I believe is against a a Blue Eyes player, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, look at the sleeves. Yeah, this was the Blue Eyes dude. So he goes first, he sets 2, meaning that he bricked. And by the way, if you look at this number, you can see this guy is also playing a 50 card deck. The last dude was close to 60, but this guy's playing 50. And I kind of bricked as well, so I just set 2 and ended my turn. He's put out this continuous spell, which when activated, you can reveal a Blue Eyes in your hand, and it'll allow you to summon that Blue Eyes or a Blue Eyes from your hand. Mirror Force to Blue Eyes, got rid of him. And that effect for his continuous spell is only when it's activated, right? The true effect of the continuous spell is if you have a monster on the field, you can turn it back to your hand and then summon a blue eyes. Or if you have a blue eyes on the field, you can return it to your hand and summon a monster. So, he clearly didn't have that, and I keep drawing freaking bricks, but this turn, I drew the best card in my deck, which is Black Metal Dragon, the ultimate combo starter for Red Eyes players. We linked him off into Striker Dragon, then used his effect to get Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon into our hand, banish Striker, summon Darkness, place Pierce in the Darkness, use Darkness Metal's effect to summon Black Flare Dragon, and then use Pierce in the Darkness to draw a card, because Black Flare is considered a normal monster when he's on the field before you Gemini summon him. So, we attack him directly with both monsters, end our turn. He draws, he sets, he Lava Golems us, and then he tried to get Thunderbird out on the field, which could have destroyed Lava Golem, but he ended up discarding it, so he just destroyed one of my set cards, which was Fang with Shane, which I can no longer use because he Lava Golem my monster. So, Lava Golem hits me for 1,000. I put him in attack position, Return of the Dragon Lords on my Black Flare Dragon, bring him back. And now, we're going to use Pierce in the Darkness to draw that extra card, and we're going to attack him for game. He uses the freaking Ice Dragon Prison to bring out my card, but he doesn't use the Banish because he wants to use it for defense. So, I have to attack him for 24 since I messed up and did not Gemini summon my freaking monster, which was dumb. I could have ended him that turn, but that's life. So, I attributed his Lava Golem to get rid of that, and then he Raigeki'd my field, but I had protection because of Return of Dragon Lords. However, I did end up losing my Impact Dragon because he was face down. So, didn't really matter. I just go ahead and I attack him for game here. And that's that. On to the next duel. So yeah, that kind of just shows you why you don't want to use those decks that have like, I mean, you can do more than 40 cards, but you don't want to go overboard because it's hard to draw cards that you need. And it can be hard to do that with 40 depending on how it's shuffled, but you greatly increase your chances with the less cards you got in your deck. So this last duel, this guy's playing zombies. He automatically had the Zombie World Field spell in his hand, which sucks, but we can try to play around it. So I had Fang of Critias in my hand and I had Mirror Force. I was gonna try to bring out Mirror Force Dragon, but he negated me with Dark Bribe, which let me draw a card, which worked out because now we got the Claw of Hermos, which now we're gonna use that to bring out Red Eyes Black Dragon Sword, which his effect, as soon as he's summoned, as y'all know if you watch my other videos, he has to equip to a monster that's on the field. If there's no monster, then he just won't equip to anything and he'll just sit there like a normal monster. But currently, since that guy's monster is face down, there is nothing for me to equip to, so I plan to just use him as a 2400 attack beast and just destroy his face down. I don't know if this dude understood the effect or not, but he wasted his infinite impermanence on me to negate that effect, which wasn't going to work anyway. So I'm glad that happened because it got rid of that card, which could have been problematic later on in the duel. And now we just attack his face down monster. And freaking zombie decks is that Bloom monster as always, which can banish itself to summon something else. Which was fine because he was weaker than my monster anyway, but dangerous still, so we rolling with it. Okay. He sends one zombie to the graveyard, and then he set both of his cards. Now the zombie he sent was something that if a zombie is about to be destroyed, you can banish that monster instead. He was trying to protect his monsters, but we had Call by the Grave, got rid of that because we killing everything, bro. So, go ahead, we used Red Eyes Insight to send Black Flare Dragon to the grave and draw a card, but he asked us. Now I wanted to use Return of the Dragon Lords to get my monster back, but obviously he's a zombie now because of Zombie World, so I can't bring him back. So I got Red Eyes Sword to just attack the monster, and we use Wyvern to bring a Red Eyes monster, whether it's a zombie or not, back to the field. And I will be using that to my advantage. Now he's got two set monsters on the field. He's in complete defense right now. He doesn't have a lot in his hand, not too much he can do. I lucked up because zombies normally have a lot they can do, especially with the Zombie World Field spell. I attack his bloom monster again, but I'm guessing it didn't have he didn't have another level 5 or higher in his deck to use to summon, so worked out in my favor. I went ahead and played Catalyst Field, and I'm gonna Gemini summon my Black Flare Dragon. Using the Catalyst Field effect, I will destroy his field spell. And that second monster of his that I destroyed has a quick effect, which is gonna allow him to banish it and then put the field spell back on the field, which I'm just trying to get through all of these zombie worlds at this point. I do not like that card. I'm trying to get rid of it. He's probably got 3 in his deck. I want them all gone. So, he brings out Unizombie. He doesn't have a monster in his hand, so he sends one to the grave. He sends that guy to the grave, which lets him bring somebody back. Then he uses that guy's effect to send another one to the grave. Synchro summon into this Shiranui dude. Yeah, 3,500 attack. Not really a lot I can do there, but I mirror forced him, and he has that Shiranui in the graveyard, which if this guy's about to be destroyed, or any zombie's about to be destroyed, you can banish a Shiranui, and the one that he banished allows him to destroy a spell or trap on my field or a card or something. He killed my Catalyst Field. So now I can't destroy his zombie world, which we just drew the best card to get around that anyway. He has no ash in his hand, so he can't stop the Red Eyes Fusion. We bring out my boy, the Meteor Black Comet Dragon, which also has 3,500 attack, and him, with no more Shiranui monsters in his graveyard, cannot protect his beast. However, I did not attack him on my turn for a number of reasons. One, first I want to note that we used Meteor Black Comet Dragon's effect when he was fusion summoned to send a Red Eyes monster to the grave. We sent Wyvern just so we could, in case we lose all of our monsters and we need to summon another one out of the graveyard, we can do that. We hit him for 900 there. But the reason I did not crash into his monsters because my plan was to crash and then use Meteor Black Comet Dragon's effect to summon another Red Eyes from the grave when he's destroyed. But because I summoned him using Red Eyes Fusion, I'm locked out of summoning for that whole turn. So that's the reason why I didn't do that, okay? I was hoping he wouldn't crash into me, or I was hoping that monster would stay on the field just so I could do that. But he, I believe, went ahead and attacked me anyway. But he went for the Black Flare Dragon, so we mirror forced him. He couldn't save him that time, so got him out of there. We're gonna end him anyway. So turn 10. We drew Return of the Red Eyes. Gemini summoned my monster. Then he used that to bring back his zombie, which I was cool with, because now we can just crash into him again. Boom, get him out of there. Use his effect, bring a Red Eyes. Gotta show him the animation, my favorite animation in the game. It just looks so cool. Attack him direct and attack him for game. And that's it for the duel. Like I said, I've really been enjoying this Theme Chronicle event, man. It's been refreshing to be able to play this game without the best decks in the game being in this event. And even though I always complain and talk about how weak Red Eyes is, it's been a lot of fun to just be able to play the game without having to go through all of those decks all of the time. So having a blast, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you have not, and see y'all in the next one.